Okay, on to the next challenge. Let me get my light in here. Bear with the bump. Well, bear with me a moment. I'm still trying to get it. There we go. All right, so like I said, back to the challenges. This is challenge number 6. And unfortunately, even though I completed it, my dog ate it. So I'm going to show you how to do it again. And I am going to change it up just a tad, because when you color with blends, they bleed through, even on the thick Whisper White. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it on a separate piece of Whisper White, and we will do white on white. Okay, so this is challenge number 6, and it is create a card using only stamps, ink, and paper. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to recreate this card. And to do that, I am going to stamp the flowers in Rococo Rose, and I'm going to do the leaves in Pear Pizzazz. I believe this is Old Olive, but I like the Pear Pizzazz. It's a little bit lighter. So I'm going to go ahead and get my markers here. I have the light and dark Rococo Rose and the light and dark Flirty Flamingo, which I will use to color in. All right, so let's get the cardstock cut. So we're going to cut this white piece, because this is a standard A2 card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So we are going to cut this to, let's see, we are already at, I hate that I can't see. Okay, so that's 5 1/4. So we're already at 5 1/4. So this is going to be cut at 4. And we'll save this piece for a sentiment for something else. All right, so we are cut. Now, remember, we're doing this card. So I have some masks already made. That's what I'm going to be using. I'm going to go ahead and get my flowers on the block. So I've got my 3 flowers on the block and my leaf. All right, so I need to use my piercing pad because I am using photopolymer, and you want to get the best coverage you can with photopolymer. They have no cushion, so that's what this is for. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do this, and I'll make sure I have all 3 of my. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this in the Rococo Rose. And I'm going to, let's see, I have to think about how I did this. I need to stamp my smaller flowers first because they are in the foreground. And they are solid formed. Okay, so these ones I won't color. Well, not sticking to the, let me look at where I have these. And I'm going to use one of these in the Flirty Flamingo. Because I'm going to use the Flirty Flamingo on the big flower as well. And I just want to tell you something here. I use my Stampin', I can't even think of the name of it right now. However, this little device here, this is our new cleaning pad. It is Stampin' Cleaning Pad. If you get it on the ink, it will take away most of the redness. So it'll leave your stamps a little clearer. You don't want to leave it on there for long. But you can see that this one is not as dark a stain as this one. And it's mostly because I left the ink on that one too long the last time I did that. So I'm going to go ahead and put that one over to the side, and I'm going to put down a mask. And I've cut my mask just a hair shorter than my actual stamped image, because I want no ridge line. Okay, see, there's a ridge line there. And to avoid that, you have to have it just slightly off. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and stamp this one down. And then I'm going to move this over here, and I had this because I was traveling with my paper pumpkin, so that's why it's in a baggie, but I'm gonna just let it sit out. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and mask this one. And then I'm going to stamp my big flower in, I'm going to do this one in the Flirty Flamingo. Excuse me for a moment, I have a doorbell ringing. Okay, I'm back. All right, so there's my mask. And now I'm going to mask that off as well. So I need to figure out which way. Okay. And I'm just going to wipe this one because I'm going to go back with the Rococo Rose. Okay. And here we go. And I always hang tight for a few seconds so that my ink has enough time to absorb into the paper. So now I'm going to close these two up and I'm going to do my leaves with Pear Pizzazz. You always want to make sure after you use this cleaning pad that you wipe off your stamp, okay? Now see how much clearer that is? Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to leave my masks where they are for right now, and I'm going to stamp my leaves where I want them. And you know what? That is Pear Pizzazz. Okay. And over here. And I'm trying not to put any pressure underneath my let's see, underneath on my piercing pad because I really don't like the ink to get on there, but it did. Okay, so now I'm going to move this up to here and put a couple leaves up here. And we need at least one set of leaves over here. And that, folks, is how you mask and stamp. Whoop, let me get them off. Now these are all done with Post-it notes. Okay, so you see how my flowers are in the background? Oops, I evidently got some ink right there. Let's see. I have my new toy. Remember I showed you this in the last video, Couture Creations. I'm going to try and remove some of this. It is erasing it. Okay, that's good enough. I'm going to go ahead and take that out of the way. I will need to replace this eraser. I thought maybe I could pull it up a little bit. But that's for another time. Okay, so there is one last thing that we need to do, and that is we need to stamp these centers. There are 3 of them. And there we go. I'm going to put these off to the side. First, I'm going to go ahead and color these. So Flirty Flamingo is first, and I'm going to use my light Flirty Flamingo, and I'm leaving white space on purpose because you have shine on your petals, right? So then I'm going to go ahead in here with the darker Flirty Flamingo. Create some shadow. For these overlapping petals. To use the noise in the background, my handyman is here and he is getting ready to paint my door. So now I'm going to go ahead and blend my Flirty Flamingo. Get my shading in. And you know your petals in the back are always darker. Now the reason I'm doing it this way is I didn't want to have any of the centers bleed, so I'm doing those last. So that is the Flirty Flamingo flower, and now we're going to try the Rococo Rose and see how that does. This is the light Rococo Rose. And again, just leaving some white area. For the glow, because we'll come back with that. And if you noticed, there's still some glow in there, even though I went back over it, because the lighter colors will shade themselves. Now this dark Rococo Rose is really, really dark. So I'm going to go back over it with my light Flirty Flamingo and blend it in with that. And then I'm going to go back over it with the Rococo Rose. Watch what it does. Okay, yep, this is the light. Now you know those back petals are always darker, right? there we have that. And I need soft suede. I've got to bring them down. That's what I'm using for my centers. Okay, so this one goes right there. This one goes right there. And this one right dead center. Nope. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to fill in just a little bit, because it's always dark right around the centers. There we go. Okay, clean off my stamps. I always clean them off, and I'll put them all away. All right, so now we need our sentiment, and I put all days are beautiful that begin with you. So I need to put, I'm just going to set that off to the side, and we're going to use the Rococo Rose. And we're going to put that right here. And as you notice, I forgot to put my pierce pad underneath, so I'm going to just hold this down here for a few moments. I'm going to let that set for a second. Close this up. Put these others away while that sets. And I love photopolymers because it tells you exactly where to put the flowers, where to put the stamps. Okay, that should have had enough time. Perfect, perfect. Just a quick swipe with that. And then a good wipe with that. And we are almost done. Okay, put that away. The blocks away. And now we're going to assemble our card. If I can pick it up. All right, so I must have walked off with my bone folder when I was, there it is. It is in my paper pumpkin. So I'm going to go ahead and give a good crisp fold on that. And I'm going to use dimensionals. See what I mean about that? So I'm going to use the edges of my dimensionals and pop this up. So no dimensionals are wasted. Need to have stability in the center as well. And I hope, now that I think about it, I hope y'all can hear me because I realize I've been talking low. If I can get these backers off. Put one more here. And then, so now we have a white on white card, which makes it a little difficult to line up, but I think I've got it. Now, hopefully my doggy will not chew on this one before I get to send it out. Thank you so much for joining me. Y'all have a wonderful day.